Good evening. My name is Edward Monteilh. I am the District 3 pastor of Charisma Life Church in Pomona, California. Every evening at 7 p.m., you can tune into this site for what we are calling COVID-1900. It is a time of a brief devotional thought and prayer to help us get through these challenging times in our country and in our community. Everywhere you look, there are people that are uncertain, are worried, anxious, and perhaps even panicking. We hope that we can be a source of peace, God's love, and God's hope to those of you that are turning in. When I was considering the other day what I could share with you, I thought about the passage that says, "Be still and know that I am God." It's funny because that thought came to me prior to our governor's safer at home order. We're in California, and the governor has asked us all to stay indoors or stay in homes. That thought came to me prior to that. Well, we see now that there is some relevance there. But let me tell you my experience shortly after, because I didn't have the full impact of that particular scripture until a few days after. A few days after I was leaving my house a little later in the morning, perhaps 11 o'clock, to get one of those necessary supplies with the initials TP. We were down to our last few rolls, and I figured I needed to go out and try to find some. So I went to a store that I knew was going to receive a stock, according to the clerk, the day before. But by the time I got there, it was all gone. I'm now in my car driving, thinking, where can I go and look? And I get this thought that comes into my head of a certain market. So I drive to that market, and when I pull up into the parking lot, there are people that are coming out of the store with you-know-what toilet paper in their baskets. My heart starts racing, and I am about to panic and park my car wherever I can and run into the store because I wanted to be sure I got my share. Well, I overcame that and walked, although it was a bit briskly, I walked into the store and I asked a woman, where could I find the toilet paper? What aisle is it on? And she said, well, I'm not sure. I think it's down here. But here, sir, here's an extra roll that, or an extra pack that somebody left here, and I don't want it. We can only buy one pack at a time. So that was an experience that I had, which showed me that God is looking out for me, and I do not need to panic or to be anxious. I want to share the scripture with you out of the Bible that where that is found. It's found in Psalm 46, and it's verse 10, and there is an additional meaning to that. It reads like this: "Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted on the earth." And so during this time, when God provides for us because we trust Him, He wants us also to be a voice for Him, assuring others that as we turn to Him, we do not need to panic. We can go about our normal pace, trusting that God will take care of us, and I believe that He will. Here are two ways that you can pray with your family or your groups tonight. Way number one, pray that God would still your fears or your anxieties during this time of uncertainty. You may have your different things that you're anxious about, perhaps your own health, perhaps the health of a loved one, perhaps your place of employment, perhaps income. Pray and ask God to still those fears and anxiety and make a commitment to turn to Him. The other way you can pray is that pray that God would use you to exalt His name in your social circles. So as God provide for you, as God gives you what's needed at the time that it's needed. Become a credible witness for him by telling others, as I have turned to God and look to him to take care of me, he has done that. So those two ways to pray: number one, for your own anxiety, and number two, to help others to be at peace as you point them to God. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Tune in tomorrow night for another COVID-1900 episode, and it'll be with a different pastor. God bless you.